everyone, it's Beth with Flying by the Seed of My Plants, and I am just preparing these trays. This is Trifecta Plus, my favorite fertilizer. So right now I put about a heaping teaspoon into each container. The last video I did, I was showing how I uppotted all my tomato plants, and now I'm moving on to my peppers. Oh, excuse me. So, and I fill these, almost full of soil, and I use the Pro Mix potting mix. Then I mix this all in. And then I'm going to top it off with more Pro Mix potting mix. Right now I'm preparing my 5th tray, because I do have to go to work, so I'm going to try and get as much done as I can. Okay, so now I'm just going to top this off, because I don't know how much was, well, I do know, but I just wanted to show you how I do it with the fertilizer, because I know it was in bits and pieces on my last video. So, just top them off then, and then I'm going to start uppotting my peppers. I'm not going to have nearly as many peppers as I did tomatoes, that's for sure. And I never really do. I'll probably have, well, I don't know, we'll find out at the end. I'm going to guess I'm going to have, let's see, 1, 2, probably 8 trays of 18. That's my guess. Okay, and after this point, I go ahead and I water all this soil in really good, and then I will start. Okay, whoops. This is so light and fluffy. This is Abby's, one of her elk bone. I had a dibbler, I can't find it. So I've been using her bone, which is okay, because I'll just rinse it off really good. But anyhow, this is such a light soil that sometimes that water doesn't get all the way down in there. Okay, so on the side. Water again. And here we go. Here comes the peppers. And I got a bunch of tags done. So what are we working on first? This is the orange jalapenos. Aren't they gorgeous? So, all right. Now in here, I didn't do these like I did my tomato plants. Just separate. And these are all pretty well moistened, the ones in here. They've been outside. Alright, let's see how far that gets me. So you just have to be gentle because you got the roots there. So gently, as gently as you can, separate these guys. Do a little wiggle wiggle, and they will come apart. I loved planting the colorful jalapenos for the cowboy candy. Okay, here's this one. Basically the same way I do my tomatoes. I just don't plant as many in one cell because they need more of their own space for growing, with germination and stuff. So I don't do it quite like the tomatoes, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. Alright, separate as gently as you can. And I don't uppot until I have at least some true leaves on there with the peppers and the tomatoes. So down in there. And then you push the soil down and around because you don't want air pockets. There you go. Okay, I think this is going to fill this tray. These are going to grow fast too. They're going to be a nice size by the time the, if everything goes well, by the time I have my plant sale. Aren't those gorgeous? Okay, these are the orange spice jalapeno, and I was able to get one lemon spice jalapeno in here. So that's one tray done. Oh, okay, so these are lemon jalapenos, lemon spice jalapenos. And I am going to grab another tray. See how it feels like it just goes fast once you get the setup done? And that's pretty well moist. And all of these are really moist because they've been outside. So that's another thing I was going to talk about really fast is hardening off. These have been outside, I don't know, I think the last week. And now our weather has been, partly cloudy, sunny, and if these were more mature, larger, because they were smaller when I brought them out, they've grown quite a bit already. You want to go through that whole process of, keeping them in the shade, and then for quite a few hours in the beginning, and then you move them to some sun, and then more shade, then a little more sun. But so far, these guys, I've just had them out on my table, and they have done fine. Same thing with my tomatoes because they're small seedlings. I didn't do any hardening off. All I did was, well, you've seen the video. Once I uppotted, most of them stayed outside. But again, it's been partly cloudy, sunny. We've had quite a few storms, and I'm very fortunate where I'm at not to have been hit by a bunch of hail. Where I worked, we had some hail yesterday, but I don't know if we had any at my house because all my plants were okay, the tomatoes, which I was very happy. Okay, so once I get this done, I can actually concentrate on other things, such as, number one, my house. I gotta clean. All my beds, garden beds need to be done. Of course, I'd rather do this than clean my house, but, that's gotta be done. So this whole plug, just going in here, make enough room, press it down, get all the air pockets out. Oh, don't go yanking these out, carefully. remove them from the plug. Put that down. These look absolutely gorgeous. Just gorgeous. You know, separate them as gently as you can. Okay, get the tags for the lemon spice jalapeno. And I prepared these ahead of time. I'm very thankful I did that. You know, because I did this while I was watching TV and different things like that. It took several hours to get these tags done. I mean, you figure you're handwriting about almost 1,000 tags. Okay, tray number 2 of there's the rest of the lemon spice, pumpkin spice, and now I'm going to grab my third tray. Moving right along. And I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit more water to these, just to make sure they're nice and moist. Okay, finish off the pumpkin spice. Okay, so far I have 4 trays done. Now I'm starting on I did the Craig's Grande jalapeno, one of my favorites. And now I am working on the regular jalapenos. And, oh my gosh, they're just so gorgeous. All right, so hopefully I have to get ready for work probably in about an hour and a half. And I started doing these about 9:45. So 9:45, I don't know, I got about 4 trays done in a little over an hour. So now we're doing the regular jalapenos, and I'm almost done, and I can't wait, because once I get this all done, I will be able to start working on all my beds, because right now it's a mess. And I'm sure all the gardeners out there know what I'm talking about. You know, it's the spring cleanup. In the front yard, I got bushes I got to trim. I have a hydrangea, 2 hydrangea trees in the front, and I have to get those all trimmed. And I got another video I'll be sharing here shortly. Is Northeast Ohio, we normally plant our garlic in the fall, and I missed that window last year, so I'm going to be doing a video on planting garlic. I know it's in the spring, but there's a couple things I'll share with that I noticed on the garlic packages that I bought. So I got the elephant garlic and another kind of garlic. And I'll go more into detail on that. But anyhow, there's instructions on there for planting in the spring. And that was in our local greenhouse, which kind of surprised me, because it's always been big to plant in the fall. I'll probably have a late harvest. So something different I'm doing this year. It'll be interesting how that whole thing goes. So this is all my regular jalapeno. Like, this will be tray number 5. And I probably have another 5 trays to go of 18. So that'll be what, 10 times 18? I'll have about 180 probably pepper plants. I love the jalapeno for especially the spiced jalapenos, you know, the pumpkin spice, orange spice, lemon spice, because I like making the cowboy candy, and I used up my last jar. I might have one more left, so I'll be making that again this year. And let's see. There are more trays. Actually, I might have more than 10 trays. I'll let you know at the end what I end up with, but I do have to be ready for work. You know, it just gets in the way of getting my stuff done. And this is a really busy season where I work. I work in a, they sell mowers, riding mowers, zero turns, chainsaws, all that stuff, and all the stuff you need for it, oil and stuff like that. I work in the parts department. And in the spring, it's our super busy time, spring and fall. And anyhow, so when I go in, it's pretty much non-stop. And I'm hoping I'm not too tired when I get off work to finish this up, but we are getting storms at 2 o'clock. They're predicting around 2 o'clock, so hopefully it'll be done storming when I get home. All right, so I'm going to prepare some more trays. So anyhow, I'll bring it back hopefully when I'm done. And then I'm so excited, I'm almost done. But anyhow, Okay, so it is Friday evening, so I got off work and I finally finished the peppers. 234 peppers were uppotted. And those are all going in my house tomorrow evening because our temperatures are going down into the 30s, like 34 degrees. All the tomato plants are going to be in that greenhouse and the heater will be turned on. You don't want the plants to go under 50 degrees, really. I don't think I've ever had mine go below 50. You know, they say it stunts it. I haven't ever had that happen, but to be honest, I don't know if I've ever let the temperature go below 50. I usually bring them in the house or something when I know it's going to be cold and watching the temperature. So the next 3 days, Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, I'll be running the heater in the greenhouse, and peppers will be staying in the house under my grow lights. And then the temperatures are going to start getting a little bit better, but then we're going to have a couple more cold nights, you know, the roller coaster stuff. So anyhow, I guess that's it. I am so happy I'm done. I mean, I still have a couple herbs to uppot. I got some thyme. And any of my frost hardy plants will also go under, you know, protection. So petunias. Oh, and I did start some eggplant. And the other thing I want to start yet is some marigolds. I haven't gotten any of those going. So, you know, just kind of reminder, you know, anything like flowers that you want to start indoors or under grow lights, or if you have a greenhouse, or if it's nice enough where you're at and you could put them outside, your seeds, you know, in trays or direct sowing, depending on where you're living. For us in Northeast Ohio, like the marigolds, I would start those, you know, either in my greenhouse if I have room, or they're gonna go under a grow light, some seed sale trays. And I guess that's it. So anyhow, if you like the content, go ahead and hit the like button. If you like, you can go back at previous videos. There's a lot of videos. You can subscribe and ask any questions. Leave a comment. Tell me where you're watching from. Hopefully everybody's safe. It is Friday, April 17th, and I've been watching Ryan Hall, y'all, in the background. I can hear him, and there is a lot of tornadoes, a tornado outbreak in a lot of different states, Michigan, Wisconsin, just all over. So I hope you're all safe, and I guess that's it, and I will talk to you all later. All right, thanks so much for joining me. All right, bye.